Welcome back. Now in this video, what we're going to be talking about is using your PLR as a bonus on your sales page for your product. Now you will want to use relevant PLR to act as a bonus for the product that you are marketing or that you are offering or selling. And when you do this, you want to try to find PLR with great graphics. And the reason for this is because you will want to have a graphical representation on your sales page. Again, you want people to understand and you want them to feel the weight or the impact of your bonus. The graphical representation will give your customer the ability to visualize that value. Now, possible, that graphical representation should be a 3D instead of a 2D or a flat image. The 3D image is more tangible to the viewer or to the customer that you are potentially going to get. That means that you may have to purchase some PLR before you actually need or use it. You want to have it on hand when you're ready to use it as part of the sales process. So if you want to get it ahead of time so that it'll be in inventory or that you'll have it, then you won't be paying as much for it and you will be able to put it together quickly when it's time for you to put together your own offer. Now, if you make sure to always purchase high quality content, purchasing before you have the need will help toward the content being relevant when you decide to use it. So the best way to make it useful is to make sure that you're really getting PLR that you would want to either buy yourself or definitely you take care to pass on to your customer. Now, having multiple bonuses means that you can add at least 3 to the sales page, and that's really what you should be looking to add. That tends to be the average of people who are selling information products. Now, it also means that you can add a bonus to increase the scarcity of the deal. So in other words, what you're doing is you are going to tell the buyer that the only way they're going to get a specific bonus is if they purchase it before that bonus runs out or before the time runs out. So you are using both scarcity and urgency to your advantage. Now, as the buyer makes their way through the sales process, you want the bonus to help them see the value in what you are offering in total. That value should be clear when they see the graphics as well as how you describe those graphics. Now, when you offer irrelevant and over-the-top bonuses, what you're really doing is devaluing your product, sometimes without even knowing it. Now, most marketers will consider at least 1, but some will commit to at least 3 bonuses. Now, one way to add more than 3 bonuses would be to make one or some of those bonuses time sensitive. These are typically called fast action bonuses. Now, if you're going to market them that way, make sure that they'll be easy to remove from your site quickly and easily during your product launch. Now, we've been saying that if you're going to use a bonus, you want to make sure that they have graphical images and if you can, 3D images. But you can use a bonus that does not have a graphical image that comes in the package with it. However, you do want to then expend the resources in order to have 3D images created. And you can have those created typically at a website like Fiverr or Scriptlance or Elance. You want to make sure those images reflect exactly what the buyer is going to be getting. Now, lastly, you can display graphics by re-imaging all of the PLR and making it similar to your product branding. So in other words, you're going to take the graphical images that are there. You're not going to use the packaging that came in the PLR. You're going to make all of the bonuses very similar to the 3D images that maybe you have for your product. In other words, everything's going to look extremely branded and extremely similar on your sales page. You want to make sure when you do that your buyers know that they do not reflect on what you're doing with your business. So in other words, the bonuses may not necessarily be at the same level of quality that your product is going to be. You want to make sure that your buyer understands that yes, these are bonuses and that these are additions. They're not necessarily your product. So if you're going to go that route of branding them the same way, make sure that the buyer understands still that these are bonuses and these are not your product. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing using your PLR as a bonus for your affiliates to use to promote your product. Now, a smart but little used way to leverage PLR is for affiliate bonuses. And that means what you'd be doing is you'd have your affiliate apply to sell your product. Then you'd put together a bonus page for them with bonus products. Your affiliates would get the benefit of being able to offer their customers an added incentive to buy from their affiliate link. You get the benefit from having increased traffic from affiliates being able to be more successful and being more willing to promote your product. You will also benefit with an increased conversion rate because affiliates being able to offer high quality bonus means they're going to get more customers to be willing to buy through their affiliate link when they see the offer. Now, another reason for this high conversion rate is that a lot of the bad traffic is going to be filtered out by that bonus page. Because when they're not sure they really want the product, they're likely to drop out or stop at the bonus page. Now, with fewer interested people coming to the page where the offer is, your conversion rate should be much higher than you thought it might be. Now, in most cases, you will deliver the bonuses from the inside of your members area or on your download page. So you don't have to worry about handing the bonuses over to the affiliate to give them the opportunity to deliver it themselves. Most of the information product creators will handle it by putting those bonuses on the inside of their site. Now, if you choose to go this route, you do want to make sure you qualify your affiliates for that option. So in other words, you're going to have people who are going to come to you. They're going to get the bonuses, of course, under the auspices that they're going to be using them to promote your product. But you don't just want to give away bonuses. And in some cases, you may or may not necessarily have the right permission in order to give them away anyway. And you will also want to make sure that you have the rights to pass on that content to your affiliates. Now, in most cases, you want to have this in place well in advance of your actual launch. In essence, you're probably going to be offering 2 sets of bonuses. One set's going to be on your sales page. That's going to be a set of bonuses you are going to offer to the customers that are coming to your sales page. The other set of bonuses is going to be on a bonus page for your affiliates, but delivered by you inside of your members area. Now, what this does is it makes it easier for your affiliates to get started promoting right away as soon as they see the offer and as soon as they have the opportunity. And of course, as we stated, it also improves the statistics for your product, which in turn could result in more affiliates wanting to promote your product. Now, to start this process, you are going to want to determine what other vendors are doing on behalf of their affiliates. And you can do this by going to a site like muncheye.com and then looking at some of the JV pages. Now, you will want to go one step further in determining what kinds of bonuses are being given to the affiliates to promote those products. You will find that some vendors and some sellers are willing to give the bonuses to their affiliates. Others will give them the bonus page and the images and then deliver them inside of the product. Of course, the latter way is effective because it removes barriers to affiliates being able to send emails to their buyers. So all of these are great ways to use PLR, and once again, it builds your sales, improves your statistics, and can invite other affiliates in directly by improving those statistics. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing how to use PLR as your webinar content. Now, a great way to use PLR content is to repurpose it as content you're going to be sharing in your webinars. Now, in some cases, depending on what kind of package you buy, you'll have slides already created for you. Now, you can use those slides as your guide to teach on the subject that you're going to be doing on your webinar. Now, in many cases, you will be using the information that you pick up from the PLR to learn the content well enough to teach it on the webinar. Now, this will be important because you want to have the webinar positioning that makes you sound like an expert. Now, one other interesting thing that you can do is to take PLR videos, splice them together into 1 hour of content for an automated or recorded webinar. Now, in another sense, since part of what you'll be doing is to rebrand any of the graphics that you get, don't be afraid to use them to make your slide presentation attractive for your webinar. Now, this is easily accomplished by using your graphics as a background image faded enough for people to clearly read your message. Now, one of the things that keeps marketers from doing their own webinar is not knowing exactly what to say. Now, most of the time, this is due to feeling less than confident about the content they're presenting. Now, on a webinar, what's most important is the presentation that people are going to be seeing on their screen. It should not look like information that they want to read. Instead, the information should be used as a guide for the audience to follow the presentation. So in other words, it shouldn't look like a word processing document. Now, some webinar creators use a script, which is a good use for some forms of PLR naturally. Other webinar creators speak extemporaneously without a script, where those presentation slides will be guiding the audience. Now, if you choose to do your webinar in this way, speaking extemporaneous, you will use your PLR to learn your subject matter. You can then use multiple PLR products on the same topic, and in this case, you will be producing something original. In fact, depending on the rights of your PLR, you can easily sell or use your presentation as part of a future information product. The webinars do require that you break up your audience attention with relevant graphics. Now, if you choose to use graphics of any kind in your webinar presentation, make sure that it doesn't overpower the information you're sharing. Now, if you want to use graphics to theme your content, you can again take them and create an opaque background or a very light background on your presentation slides. The one other thing webinar hosts do to keep people engaged to the end is to promise them a free gift. And this is a great use for a PLR product component. Now, you can do the same thing on a webinar to actually get people to attend. You can promise them a free piece of content or something free. Now, if your goal is to sell a particular PLR product as a result of your presentation, you want to give good content while avoiding telling your audience everything they need to know. Your audience's attention span is probably going to be about 20 minutes long at the maximum. Of course, as we talked about in another video, a good way to think about how to organize your content should follow a recognizable pattern. Now, in your webinar, you want to answer the questions why and what to do. Now, in the front-end offer, you should be selling them a product where you'll answer the question what to do in a lot more detail. And then in the back-end offer that you sell them, you want to answer the question, how should I do this? If you choose this framework, you'll want to organize your content along these lines. That means that your webinar, if designed to sell, should use the PLR content telling them why the topic is important for them to consider. It should then use the PLR telling them what's possible if they learn the content or implement the method that you are teaching. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing re-imaging the components of your PLR. Now, of course, you will be rebranding and re-imaging all of the content that you get in your PLR package so that it enhances whatever your unique selling proposition is for your product and or your business. Now, when you are given PSD or Photoshop files of the graphics, you'll be using them along with a graphics editor like Photoshop or GIMP in order to rename the product and or remake the images consistent with your offers, whether they be affiliate or otherwise. Now, when it comes to videos and audios, you can add in intros and outros to make them more consistent with your business or more consistent with the product that you are concerned with. Now, when it comes to documents, you should be branding with your logos, but also with images and colors consistent with the desires of your customer. So in other words, if your customer base tends to like lighter colors or pastels, you want to go in that direction in terms of your re-imaging your graphics and or your documents. Now in the PLR, if you're given sales pages or opt-in pages or upsell pages as part of your PLR package, make sure that the language is consistent with your offer. You want to make sure that it's saying and selling to the people that you want to actually buy. Typically, a PLR package has numerous opportunities for you to promote your own products and affiliate products inside of their text or document or wherever it is that you can customize the product. As a result, you should always be looking for opportunities to place hyperlinks to your products as well as your affiliate promotions. At the same time, don't turn your written content into a situation where it looks like there are way too many links on the page. Now, the way to think about redoing PLR in this way is to make sure that there is at least one helpful place for all of your links. Also, related to this, don't assume that the PLR has the links in place that you want for your customer. Go over the content and remove any unwanted hyperlinks. Now, one tangible way for you to re-image the components of your PLR is to suggest your own resources. In some cases, you'll get a resources guide as part of the PLR. In other cases, you won't. Regardless, you should always make sure to provide resources consistent with the things that you talk about in your business. Now, re-imaging the components can also mean redoing the PowerPoint presentation entirely, or editing any videos or video clips with graphical imagery on it. Now, the most important decision is your marketing angle, which should determine what your graphics look like, as well as everything else you're going to do with your PLR. Now, when you go over your PLR for the last time, when you're getting it ready for sale or getting it ready for delivery or getting it ready to put before your customer, first, make sure the product looks like it's unique to your brand. Also, make sure the product is unrecognizable as PLR. Third, make sure there's enough value in the product that you would want to buy it. That's even if you're doing it as content. Now, if you can't answer yes to all the above, keep re-imaging your PLR until you can. You want to deliver something that gives your customer a consistent customer experience from everything else they're getting from you. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing using your PLR to create email and autoresponder content. Now, one of the best ways to use your PLR content is to provide content for your subscribers in your autoresponder. Internet marketers typically send emails out to their subscribers on a daily basis. But it can be difficult to sit down and write something that teaches something substantive every single day. You can easily use written PLR to create a series and spread it out over days while giving your buyer a call to action at the end. Of course, you can also use video content to deliver lessons to your subscribers by loading the content into YouTube and providing a link afterward. You can do the same with audio content, providing a link for a number of days to some helpful content. Now, if you'd rather personalize all of your content that you're putting inside of your email, you're still not having to research the idea if you remake the audio, video, or the writing. Now, this is something that you can repeat throughout the year when you'd rather not create the content that goes in your email or you decide to take time off. Now, the idea with autoresponder content is to keep your subscribers engaged until they're moved to become buyers. Of course, you'll always need to find that balance between evergreen content and the things that people new to your list won't grow bored with. And bringing new content to your autoresponder is vital to keeping people engaged and to keep them opening your emails so that when they do get your offers, not only will they see them, they'll be receptive to receiving them and open to clicking on them so that they can buy. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. In conclusion, now there are some other purposes that your PLR can serve that will help to give you leverage in your business. Of course, you can always repurpose some of your content for social media. This will always give you an edge in terms of being able to provide the people who watch you on social media valuable content. You can also repurpose to different forms of PLR. So in other words, you can turn text into audio, you can turn audio to video, all those things to repurpose things into forms that will give your audience, wherever they are, more content from you in the form they expect. You can always repurpose for blog content. If you are a regular blogger and your audience expects good content, cutting edge content, PLR is a great way to deliver it if you're willing to customize it and give it to your audience in the way that they expect. Everything can be Everything can be repurposed for video content, whether or not it's something you get from a PDF, an audio, even another video can be repurposed for video content that you can make unique for your audience. You can repurpose for podcast content. Now, typically, this is going to involve you learning the content or reading the content or having talking points. But the fact that no one's going to see you on camera and you are going to be delivering content to people who have come to listen to you, so you can get knowledge on a topic and bring it to your audience using PLR. Now, you can repurpose some content for published content. Now, you do need to be careful about that. There are filters that will keep out PLR. You have to rewrite PLR, and you can only use it for ideas. You can only use it for inspiration. If you use it word for word and you change word, it's very likely that you could be caught by spam filters and you could be caught by PLR filters with companies like Amazon. So if you choose to use PLR for published content, use it for the ideas and not directly for the line-by-line content. So now in this course, we've discussed 11 different ways to leverage PLR in your online business. Regardless of what kind of business you already run, PLR can help you save time and effort. As you hit any content-based barrier, stop and think whether or not you could use high-quality PLR to bridge the gap. For example, are you going to need to add more value to your product? Well, then you can use PLR to solve that problem. Are you going to write a book? We just talked about that. You can actually use PLR, again, if you're willing to use it for the ideas. Do you need to create more content for your subscribers? You can definitely repurpose PLR of all forms, of all types, in order to deliver content to your subscribers. Would you like to build your authority as a leader in your niche? Well, getting the depth of knowledge in your niche can be as close as the next 3 or 4 PLR products on a particular topic. Do you need to make presentations more informative when you give them? Well, always beef them up with additional PLR. If any of these things sound like something you need to do, you've now seen 11 ways that you can use your PLR to accomplish them. And the good thing about the methods you've been shown is that they can easily be adapted to solve other content and information marketing related roadblocks. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I'll see you either in another video or in another course.